What if I told you two Americans can earn the exact same salary, graduate from the same college, live in the same neighborhood, yet 30 years later, one is financially free, the other is still living paycheck to paycheck? Here's the part almost nobody talks about. The difference usually isn't intelligence. It isn't talent. It isn't even income. In fact, some of the highest paid people in America are completely broke. Meanwhile, millions of ordinary people quietly become millionaires. So what do they know that everyone else doesn't? Because once you understand how money actually works, you'll never look at your paycheck the same way again. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you may realize that the biggest financial mistake most people make isn't what they spend. It's how they think. Every generation is told the same formula. Go to school, get a good job, work hard, save money, retire someday. Sounds reasonable, except there's one problem. That formula was built for an economy that barely exists anymore. Today, home prices have skyrocketed. College tuition has exploded. Inflation quietly makes every dollar worth less. Yet millions of people keep following the exact same financial playbook and wonder why building wealth feels harder than ever. This is where the paths of the 90% and the 10% begin to separate. Before we go any further, hi, I'm Jax. On this channel, we break down money, investing, economics, and the hidden financial systems that shape everyday life in simple, easy-to-understand language. No confusing jargon, no fake get-rich-quick promises. Just practical ideas that can genuinely make you smarter with money. Now, let's get back to the video. Why do some people build wealth almost effortlessly, while most people spend their entire lives chasing it? The answer might surprise you. Imagine two friends, Alex and Ben. They're both 22 years old. Both land jobs paying $70,000 a year. Both receive similar raises. Neither wins the lottery. Neither builds the next Apple. On paper, their future should look almost identical. But it doesn't, because they're playing two completely different money games. Alex spends every raise. A nicer apartment, a newer SUV, more expensive vacations, the latest iPhone. Nothing seems irresponsible, just a slightly better lifestyle every year. Ben enjoys life too, but every raise follows one simple rule. He spends a little and invests the rest. For years, you can't even tell the difference. 5 years later, still looks almost the same. 10 years later, friends start asking why Ben never seems stressed about money. 25 years later, Alex works because he has to. Ben works because he wants to. Not because Ben earned dramatically more, because eventually, his money started working harder than he did. Here's the biggest misconception about wealth. People think rich people simply earn more money. Some do. But that's not what creates long-term wealth. The real difference is what happens after payday. Most people trade time for money. No work, no paycheck.
The wealthy ask a different question. How can today's money create tomorrow's income? Every dollar becomes an employee. And unlike people, money never sleeps. This is where compound growth changes everything. Imagine investing just $500 every month, month after month, year after year. Assuming an average annual return of around 10%, after 10 years, you've invested about $60,000, but your portfolio could already be worth more than $100,000. After 20 years, around $380,000. After 30 years, over $1 million. You didn't work $1 million worth of hours. Time did. That's why compounding feels boring, until suddenly it feels unstoppable. Debt works exactly the same way, except against you. Credit card interest compounds every month. That vacation you couldn't really afford,
could end up costing far more than the price tag suggested.
This is why so many people feel trapped. They're earning money, but their money is already spoken for before payday even arrives. Then there's lifestyle inflation, the silent wealth killer. Someone gets a raise. Instead of investing it, they upgrade everything. A bigger house, a nicer car, more subscriptions, more monthly payments. Within months, the raise disappears. Not because they earned too little, because their expenses quietly grew to match their income. Most people don't stay broke because they never earned more. They stay broke because every raise immediately turns into a higher lifestyle. The wealthy usually buy assets first. Everyone else often buys liabilities first. Assets put money into your pocket. Stocks, businesses, rental properties, royalties. Liabilities take money out. Luxury cars, high-interest debt, expensive purchases made on credit.
Notice something? Wealthy people still buy nice things. They simply let their investments pay for them first. Perhaps the biggest advantage isn't income, it's ownership. Every day, millions of people help companies become more valuable, but they own almost none of what they're building. Meanwhile, shareholders benefit from years of growth. That's why investing isn't just about making money. It's about owning a tiny piece of the economy itself. Social media tells us wealth happens overnight. Reality says otherwise. Most millionaires didn't get rich through viral success. They got rich doing boring things, consistently. Investing regularly, avoiding unnecessary debt, keeping expenses under control, ignoring the daily financial noise. Ironically, boring is often incredibly profitable. So why do the 10% build wealth while the other 90% struggle?
Not because they discovered secret investments, not because they're financial geniuses, but because they understand a few timeless principles. Money is a tool. Assets create freedom. Debt steals future income. Ownership builds wealth. And small decisions, repeated consistently, become life-changing. So here's one final question. 5 years from now, will your money still depend entirely on you working? Or will your money finally be working for you? The choice doesn't happen 5 years from now. It starts today. If you made it this far, chances are you're serious about becoming smarter with money. So don't stop here. Hit like if you learned something new. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because every week we break down the money lessons that schools never teach, but everyone should know.
And I want to hear from you. What's the biggest money mistake you think keeps most people from building wealth? Drop your answer in the comments. I read as many as I can, and your comment might even inspire our next video. The one coming up might completely change the way you think about money forever. If you don't want to miss it, please subscribe. I'll see you in next video.